All right, welcome, folks, to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas' Daily Free Winners Show, brought to you by who? The best website on the planet, Sports Memo. Now, before Dan and I give out our free winners for today's action, we have a few things we'd like to chat about.
That's right. This week, we have some very exciting guests joining us, stopping by to say hello and giving out some free winners. Tomorrow, we have Dr. Chuck and Don Buster. Thursday, we have an NFL great joining us. And Friday, Ross Benjamin will be in the house.
Guys, if that isn't an all-star lineup, I don't know what is. That is just incredible. Be sure to tune in every single day because we're going to give out a ton of free winners, not just from Dionne and myself, but from a lot of our special guests. And guys, I can't wait for this week. Our special guests are like the most incredible bunch we've ever had day after day on the show, and I'm just excited about it. What else are we going to talk about today? Something big.
Yeah.
Now, this is normally the time of the show where Dan and I will tell you about what we have on the premium side that we're selling on Sports Memo. Now, apparently, great minds, they think alike. Dan and I both passed today, and I want you to know something. We're not here to give you action. We're here to give you winners. Now, just because we don't have premium plays up for today doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to Sports Memo right away and follow some of the hot cappers you see there on the leaderboards. I know right now, I took a look this morning, Dionne. I know Jesse Schul is killing it. Yes. I know Rob Vinciletti, and by the way, as an Italian, I can pronounce that name correctly. Rob Vinciletti is killing it. And the doctor himself, Dr. Chuck, also killing it. They're each killing it in either NBA or NCAA basketball, or some of them are killing it in both. So go over there, follow them all the way to the bank. You'll thank me tomorrow, guys. Like I said, if I'm not in love with something and I'm not betting something, I could never ask you to bet it either. That's not my style. Like I said, see, the dogs are excited. Like I said, I'm not a general in the back of the war going, go get them, guys. I'm a staff sergeant in the trenches with you. And unless I got my money on the line, I'm not asking you to put your money on the line. I know Dionne isn't either.
I'm not either.
This is something that, we're together 21 years, and we met because of a strange situation we'll tell you about another time. But I knew about Dionne because since I moved to town over 31 years, known as one of the biggest daily sports bettors and a sharp bettor in sports. And I got to know Dionne through reputation before I met her. And, the rest is history. But she follows, one of the few things she follows that I follow is if I'm not in love with something, I don't put it out there. Exactly. She's the same way. We're not here to give you action. We're here to give you winners. Now, that doesn't mean that our free plays, which, by the way, both won yesterday on the show. I think I've won 4 in a row. Dionne's heating up again. I am very excited about this. But just because we don't have something on the premium side doesn't mean you shouldn't follow some of the other winners over at Sports Memo. Guys, these are the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet.
That's right.
Follow them all the way to the bank. Let's talk free winners for today, though. Dionne, who's going first?
I'm going to go first today.
Let's do it.
All right. So the MAC leading Ohio Bobcats take on the Miami O Redhawks. Ohio is undefeated in MAC play and riding an overall 8-game straight-up win streak. I just don't see this line being this short. Now, the Bobcats are without one of their starters, but their top 4 scorers and rebounders are all playing, and they have a very solid bench. Miami has covered just once since December 1st, riding a 1-6 ATS run. They haven't won or covered any of the last 4 meetings in this series. And guess what?
What?
They won't again here.
They won't cover again.
That's right. So take Ohio because it's a winner today.
There you go. The first lady of Las Vegas says take Ohio. Now, I got to tell you, I looked at this game. I liked this game. We talked about this, I believe, just yesterday. The two of us I think we both had lesser known schools, right? Mm-hmm. I had Delaware, and who did you have?
Oh, no. I had an MBA yesterday.
Oh, she had an MBA. I had a lesser-known school, and I think we brought that up on the show. Saying
a couple of days ago, I believe I did.
Don't dismiss some of these smaller schools or lesser-known schools. Now, I'm not saying Ohio for the MAC is the same like Delaware. But I am saying don't dismiss some of these lesser-known schools just because they're not a top 25 team or playing in one of the major conferences. You need to look at anything that gives you value.
That's right.
I like Ohio. I like that. I couldn't figure that line either, but I stood off it today because there was one game I really wanted to tell everybody about on the show. I'm going to tell you about my free play. We're going to go to one of the biggest marquee matchups on the board. Let's talk action in Kansas, Oklahoma. Guys, Kansas, they look to be focused again and back on track. A week and a half ago, they dropped the game to Texas Tech. Last week, they squeaked. I like the word squeaked. Squeaked by Iowa State. Head coach Bill Self, he saw the signs, guys, and he got his team motivated. this past Saturday. What did they do? They lit up West Virginia. They scored 52 in the second half alone en route to an 85-59 rout. Now they head into Norman to take on the struggling Oklahoma team. The Sooners, they've dropped 3 or 4, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you too. I'm going to tell you. Depth. You see, the Sooner starters are tired. 4 of their starting 5 are averaging just about 30 minutes a game. They're all like 29 minutes a game or higher. And I've got to tell you, their bench just doesn't have what it takes to rotate in significant time, giving those starters the rest they need during the game. They're getting tired. And let me tell you, this isn't a matchup for a tired team. I'm going to tell you, they get their asses whooped. Did I say asses whooped?
So.
Well, I just did. So anyway, as I mentioned earlier, guys, Bill Self has his boys motivated. I just don't see Oklahoma keeping pace offensively. Now, as you know or may not know, this week's polls came out. They moved up 2 spots. Kansas did up to the number 7 spot. They're not going to let up on that spot. Trust me, they're not going to take their foot off the gas here. They're going to do some whooping in the conference, and they're going to win, and they're going to cover that 3.5. As of taping, it's 3.5. I like it under a few baskets. I think this game could get uglier. I think this is a 7 to a 10-point win for Kansas. Take the Jayhawks, folks. Dionne, what else do we have to talk about today? Boom.
I think just basically tuning in every day this week for some very special guests and a ton of free winners from all of those special guests that are coming on our show. And on behalf of Sports Memo, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everybody out there, good luck. Have a winning day.